The reality is the current structure within our system has really relegated large numbers of human beings to very, very limited opportunities. And because of that, that particular social strata has a very abnormal rate of incarceration, and it tends to be generational. If my father was incarcerated, I too will more than likely be incarcerated, and so too will my child. And until we address that, we are going to be a country of haves and have-nots.
So the school-to-prison pipeline is really a national phenomenon. What's happening is kids are increasingly being disciplined within schools. Once they are disciplined multiple times, specifically suspended or expelled, they're often on a path towards the adult justice system. Oftentimes the offense that they get kicked out of school for is what they can end up being arrested for. And once the kids are in the juvenile justice system, it's so hard for them to make that change in their life and not end up as an adult offender, because that's what they know. They know, okay, I offend and then I get sent to jail. And it's that cycle that they become aware with. It's not a system to help kids better themselves. It's really a system to just get kids out of school and teach them that society's response to bad behavior is punishment rather than rehabilitation. It's pushing them down and saying, no, you can't, you can't, you can't.
I know that there's a lot of other jails that offer a life skills program and prisons. What sets ours apart is that most of our classes are taught by officers. It makes a difference because in the law enforcement setting, there's such an adversarial relationship between prisoners and sworn staff. And I think in our classes, some of those walls get broken down. That shows that the officers do care. I've had so many prisoners come back after they've been released for a while, saying that they've gotten, custody of their children, have been back in touch with family members that they haven't seen for years and years and years. They've been able to keep good jobs, have stayed clean off of drugs. I take a great sense of pride to know that I might have had a little bit in helping that person.
The biggest thing that plagues us nowadays is mental health. People aren't addressing their needs that they have, their criminalistic needs, their aggressive behaviors, their alcoholism, their drugs, their lack of education. So just coming into jail and warehousing yourself isn't doing much. When we can meet those other needs, it gives the person a better chance to get back out into society.
I teach a GED course to inmates at the Salt Lake Metro Prison. They're very appreciative of the fact that somebody recognizes they have some potential. Every one of these guys had a real negative experience in school. Somebody gave up on them, they didn't fit in, and so they wind up dropping out. I mean, the most important thing is it gives them some self-esteem, and they feel like they can learn, that if they try and work at something, they can improve themselves and better themselves. A lot of them have aspirations of going to college. They really look at education as a way to break the cycle of whatever it is, they've been doing.
I think that there are inherent deficiencies in the system because of how it is implemented. Is it a good system? It can be. But we've really got to get back to this idea of treating people individually and looking for real solutions. It's frankly unfair to say it's just a systemic problem. It's a human problem. And what we need to identify, and what I think there are, is a lot of instances where law enforcement can be greatly improved and can reflect a more humane and frankly a more fair approach to trying to resolve social problems. We're a country of equality and opportunity, and right now the system does not reflect that. So yes, both law enforcement and corrections do have injustices.